Hello, team, and welcome back to the show. I am so excited that you're here. Today, in this episode, I'm going to talk about 8 different strategies that you need to understand around the mindset around weight loss. So, a lot of people out there, they say just eat less and exercise and you'll be at your goal weight. And it's just simply not that easy, right? Are you struggling with weight loss despite trying everything? You're not alone. Welcome to the Real Results for Life podcast, where we dive deep into the secrets of sustainable weight loss. I'm your host, Jamie Young, founder of Real Results Medical Weight Loss, located in Kennesaw, Georgia. With over 10 years in the medical weight loss industry, I've successfully guided hundreds of clients to their dream weights. In this podcast, we will explore the keys to sustainable weight loss and make healthy choices an important part of your lifestyle. At Real Results, we offer comprehensive solutions from online programs and medical appetite suppressants to personalized one-on-one coaching. Join me on this transformative journey to discover and embrace the best version of yourself, ensuring you look and feel great both from the inside out. Together, let's achieve lasting results, starting today and continuing for life. Yes, does that strategy work for some people? Of course it does. But if you have metabolic issues, thyroid issues, hormone issues, insulin resistance, you could do everything perfectly from a diet and exercise perspective and still not get the results that you are looking for. And what we do at Real Results is that we really focus on what your individual issue is. And so whether that's, like I mentioned, metabolic issues, or is it lifestyle and mindset. And so if you have everything, all the pieces together, and you are on a weight loss journey and things are going well, these 8 tips that I'm about to share with you, or maybe not so much as tips, but just strategies and honestly awareness. If you are aware of these things, then you're going to be able to handle them a little better. So without further ado, let's start with number 1. So number 1 is you need to have a why behind your journey, because when things get hard, you really need to have that big why. So, and it doesn't have to be major. It could be that you have a vacation coming up or something like that. Or a lot of times I get brides that come in and talk to me, or mothers of the bride, or they have at a certain event, or class reunion. That's another big one that really brings people in. And so if you don't have a why, that when things get hard, you're not going to have any traction there. So I really encourage you to write out your why, put it on the refrigerator. If you have a trip to the beach coming up, get a picture of the beach or write it on your mirror. Have a reason that you're doing this, because it is hard. You're going to have challenges, and it's really important that you have that strength behind you to push you forward. So even if it's health, that I want to be healthy, why do you want to be healthy, right? Do you want to uh, age better? Do you want to be able to get down and play with your grandkids when you're older? And it's one of those things that if you don't have that piece behind it, you're going to struggle. So first thing that I tell people to do right out of the gate when they're starting this journey is to have a why. Okay. Number 2 is to understand the weight loss curve. Okay, so I'm going to explain it. Typically, week 1 is the most dramatic week of weight loss because of a few things that happen. Initially, you're going to drop a lot of water weight, and that your body has been retaining. Your body freaks out because you've changed your eating habits, and it starts to drop lean muscle initially just because it's going, what is going on? And that first week, even though the overall number drops the most usually, is your fat mass actually doesn't change a whole lot during week 1. And so the reason that the water, I love explaining this to people, the reason your water drops initially during weight loss journey is 9 out of 10 times people who come in and start a weight loss journey aren't drinking enough water anyway. And when you're not drinking enough water, what happens is your body retains water to protect itself. So when you initially add water into your lifestyle, your body starts to trust that the water supply is there, and it'll actually dismiss the water that it's storing in addition to what you're drinking. So that first week of people feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just using the bathroom constantly. I'm not even drinking it as much as I feel like I'm using the restroom, right? And that's the reason, is because your body's processing the water that you're drinking, trusting that the water source is available, and then dismissing what it's storing. And a lot of times, clients will drop 3 to 4 pounds of water in the first week. So when people are like, yeah, that first week is the best, fat loss wise, you're not even really getting started. That first week is water and lean muscle. And so it's really important for you to just be aware, know what that is. And so the next thing, so the curve we're talking about is just understanding what's happening. The second week, your water mass will actually go up by about half. So most people drop about 4 pounds of water. So they actually will gain 2 pounds of water during that second week. The lean mass will return because you're eating enough, right? I actually tell people to eat more often than I tell people to eat less. Just a little nugget of knowledge there. And so the lean mass comes back because now it's understanding what's going on, and your fat mass begins to drop. So what, positive and negative numbers, right? So your water is going to go up by about 2 pounds. If your lean mass, if you dropped a pound of lean mass the first week, hopefully that pound comes back. So that's up 3 pounds, and then you're down 3 pounds fat mass. Well, guess what that equals on the scale when you step on it at home? 0. And that's super discouraging. So if you know what week 2 is like, that I just call it the plateau week, like let your body figure this out, that you're actually having the best week, even though overall you're not losing anything, but the fat mass has already started to go down. And then what happens is that the water will stay as long as you're being consistent. As your water on a week to week basis will fluctuate up and down within a pound when it's normal. When you add things like steroids or antibiotics or different weathers, I mean, there's so many things that can actually, going on a flight, all of these things can affect the water. But generally speaking, on a normal week, it should only fluctuate either up or down a pound. But with that being said, it should go up 1 week and then down 1 week, up 1 week, down 1 week. It should not keep going up and up and up. We've got a problem there if that's happening. And the lean mass, we want the lean mass to stay. Lean mass typically week to week will fluctuate about a half a pound, just so you're aware. And then the goal is to lose 2 pounds of fat a week depending on where you're starting in your journey and where you are and where you want to go. That's a very normal type thing. So if you're weighing every single day, just be aware of that you're going to fluctuate up and down, and it's nothing that you're doing wrong or right. It's just a part of the process. So understanding that weight loss curve. And so if you can kind of picture it, you drop that first week, the second week kind of levels out, and then it's a down ramp moving forward as long as you stay on track. So first thing to know is your why. The second thing is just understanding the process you're getting into, right? Knowledge is power. So number 3, do not wait until you feel like it. Okay. So it is so this mindset trick that I'm going to go over with you today is just, it's important. Okay. Because if you're going to wait to do something until you feel like it, you're not going to feel like it. I'm just going to be blunt and honest with you. So for example, if you're going to wait until you feel like meal prepping for the week, big surprise, that feeling is not coming. If you wait until you feel like exercising, shocker, that moment isn't coming either. And so I want you to have it's discipline. It really is just we've already got your why, right? We already established it, but it is doing it anyway. And people kind of have a hard time with that. They're like, well, I don't feel like doing it. It's like, you have to plan, you have to do it. And just know that that motivation is not coming. Now, With that being said, the more that you get into rhythm with your meal planning, with your with healthy grocery shopping, healthy eating, physical activity, all of those things become more natural. So it's a little bit easier, but just know that you've got to put it on your calendar. That's like a bonus little kind of bullet point under this is put your meal planning on your calendar, put your exercise on your calendar, and treat it like an appointment and do it anyway. Because that strategy is going to make a huge impact on your results. And I want that for you. So put it on your calendar. Don't wait for motivation. Just make the decision and do it anyway. Once you do it, you will be thankful to yourself that you did it. You're not going to get to the end of a workout and be like, well, that was a waste of my time. I didn't get anywhere. Like, even if it's a easy going workout day, like a 20-minute walk, you're still going to feel better for it. So tip number 3, do not wait for the motivation. Okay. So the fourth thing I'm going to share with you is really circling back when you start struggling with things, back to your why. And so you need to check in with that on a really regular basis. Because if you are, depending on where you are in your journey, right, at the very beginning, it makes total sense to focus on your why. But as you go through, if you're halfway through, so if your goal is to lose 50 pounds, 25 pounds in, you are looking great, you are feeling great, and you can really lose that motivation to keep going because you just feel so much better. But I want you to circle back to the why and make sure that you believe in your why and that it is still speaking to you. And I see this often. It really is around the 4th week, 5th week. I have to recheck with them. Hey, what's your why? Is that still what you're working towards? And especially when it's event based. So if you're trying to lose 30 pounds before your class reunion, you get your goal and the class reunion comes and goes. That now what's your why? You really have to circle back and understand exactly what's motivating you to continue this journey. And eventually, especially once you get to your goal weight and you're maintaining that in a healthy way, it feels so much easier. It's a lifestyle change, and it's just easier to stay there because you feel and look your best. So it's not something forever, but you really do have to know what your why is and reconnect with that during the journey. Okay, number 5, in really understanding the mindset behind weight loss is that it's kind of a hard truth that other people in your life aren't going to get it. Okay, so even people that you love, people that are in your home, your family, not everyone understands what you're doing. And unfortunately, everyone has an opinion. They really do. They have an opinion on what diet you should be doing, what you shouldn't, what medications you should be taking or not taking. And it's so interesting. And I've said this on the show before, every program works for someone, right? It's what's going to work for you that is really, really important. So I get clients who come in and they say, Jamie, I've lost 20 pounds and no one has said anything. Or, they're out and they feel they're out at dinner with a group of friends and they've got a lot of pressure to try all the things that are just not on their diet that the table ordered, right? And it really makes people stumble in these situations. So I tell people that as far as looking for people to acknowledge your weight loss or say, oh my gosh, you look amazing, what are you doing? Like, those will come, but it takes a lot longer than you think it's going to. On a typical frame, people don't say anything until you're past the 20-pound mark. That's when when people start to ask you. Before that, they're kind of scared to even say anything because weight is, you don't want to tell someone, oh, it looks like you're losing weight, because then they might be worried that you think that they thought that you were heavy to begin with. So it's kind of an emotional, trying to be politically correct kind of thing. So if you understand this, if you understand that other people in your life aren't going to get it, it takes the pressure off of them. And if you do have someone who understands and supports you and is just perfect, I love that for you. If you do have one or two of those people, that's a huge blessing. Other people, they really don't have that. The people in their life just aren't going to understand. And so I don't want this to make you stumble, because it's, if you know that other people aren't going to get it, then if they don't get it, you're good. You just keep going. So stay true to the course as you're going through this journey. And if someone is less than supportive of you, remember you're not alone, and remember weight loss is hard and it's okay. And you're going to get your results because you've got a team behind you, right? And if you don't have a team behind you, definitely get one, right? I have a lot of online options to help people and support people. I work with people all over the country, just even with the lifestyle side of things. And, medications are, very dependent on individuals, but there's a lot of people that just need that connection. And we also have an online Facebook group, just so you know. And so you can go to the website resultswithjamie.com, and you can find that group and just dive in and see what people are talking about. So I highly encourage that as well. Find your people, and the other people who aren't on this journey with you, they're not going to understand it, and just know that ahead of time. I'm taking a quick minute outside of the episode to tell you about a free resource that I have on the website. It is a 6-day healthy lifestyle course, and it is completely free. All you have to do is go to realresultsforlife.com and sign up today. A healthier you is right around the corner. Okay. All right. Number six. All right, friends, this one's an important one. Life happens. Okay. Things pop up in your life, good and bad, that will derail your weight loss journey. You will go on vacation, you'll have a work trip, or a family member will get sick. You'll get sick. You have a funeral or a wedding, birthdays, holidays. Think of all these as speed bumps along the way, and not like all progress is completely stopped. So if a meal happens that you weren't planning on, get right back on the program with the next meal. So a lot of people are like, they'll have French toast or something for breakfast, and they're like, oh, well, this is a cheat day, forget it. And they just kind of let the whole day go. Get back on it for lunch, or get back on it for snack. It's really get back on the horse when life happens. And I see this with vacations. I even see this with my own vacations. We're gone for a week, right? Let's say it takes a full week, right? You've got to catch up on work. You got to catch up at the house. If you get meal planning in, that's incredible. And so, but what happens to people is their week-long vacation becomes a month off their program, right? That will sabotage you. So just know that, hey, just get back on the train, just get back on it, and it will make a big difference long term. And so another little example that I like to use when we're talking about just understanding that life happens is, if you think about all the holidays, right? Just generally speaking, the holidays, you're at least every month, you're going to have one or two, between birthdays and holidays, one or two celebration type meals. And we want to live our life, right? You want to enjoy those moments. So what you need to know is that things will come up, but then on the very next meal, just get back. And if you're one of those people that you need to start anew the next day, do that too. But you really want to get back on it as soon as possible, and give yourself grace. That's really important. And just understand that there is no ideal time to do this, right? A typical weight loss journey is anywhere, depending on how much losing 8 to 10 pounds a month is really kind of standard. So if you're looking to lose 50 pounds, it's going to take 5 to 6 months without a lot of hiccups. So you're going to have hiccups. I said a lot of hiccups. If you have a lot of hiccups, it might take longer. But if you're on a 6-month journey, you're going to have a holiday, you're going to have a birthday, you're going to have a vacation, you're going to have a work event. All of these things are going to come up, and it's important for you to know that they are going to come up. Give yourself grace, get back on the train as soon as you can, either that day on a different meal or the very next day. And don't let your excuses say, oh, well, I'll start next week. Like, go ahead and start. So speaking of excuses, that's number 7. Okay. Is it's a hard truth, but it's one of the most important things that you must overcome to get to your goal weight. Okay. There are very common, like some of the common excuses that I hear all the time is I don't have enough time to blank, right? I don't have enough time to work out. I don't have enough time to meal prep. I don't have enough, to this excuse, we got to name it. It is an excuse. To this, I remind clients that if it's a priority to you, it will go on your calendar, whatever it is. If it is important to you, you will find a way. And that's with anything, not just necessarily with weight loss and exercise, but if you have an appointment with your kiddo to go to their lunch one day, you put it on the calendar and you make arrangements to make that happen. If it's important to you to go to the dentist, like you're gonna make the appointment on your calendar and you're gonna go. And so anything in your life that is a priority, put it on the calendar and make it happen. And just understand that that is an excuse, that you don't have time to blank, right? If it's important to you, you will make the time and you'll put it on your calendar. So another common excuse that I hear all of the time is they say, I don't like to exercise, or I'm limited in what I can do. And yet to this, I say, when there's a will, there's a way. 95% of the time, people can do exercise. They just don't make an effort and instead make this excuse. So, there's a saying that you've all heard, if you don't use it, you'll lose it, right? And that's when you see as people age, they don't age gracefully, right? Because they're not strong. And even if you're not an athletic person, that is totally okay. But you can still have strength and you can still have mobility and you can still have the ability to walk a mile on a cruise ship, right? Like all of these things, if you don't make the effort to do them, you won't be able to do them. And not only do we want to live life, we want to have a quality life, right? We want to be healthy, but we also want it to be quality. So and any exercise is fine. There are so many people that are like, oh, you have to do strength training. You have to do running. You have to do it. It can be anything. It could be walking or hiking or biking, or you could go to the gym, or you could go to the pool, or you can go dancing, or you can go rock climbing. There are so many things that you can do to stay physically active and take care of yourself. And there's tons online. There's tons of YouTube channels that are absolutely free out there. My favorite personal platform is Peloton. Love that they even if you don't have their equipment, they have an app that you can subscribe to that has more workouts than is physically possible to do with all sorts of things. Dance cardio. They've got boxing. They've got boot camp style classes. They've got strength and meditation and outdoor walks. I mean, there's just so much content there that I love it. So that's my personal favorite. And, but finding something that you like and connect with you will find something that you end up liking. I promise you will, if you want to. That's the key. If you're just going to let that excuse of I don't like to exercise, or, I'm limited in what I can do because of a shoulder injury. Like, okay, if you have a shoulder injury, maybe not rock climbing, but you can still hike, right? Don't let that excuse sabotage you. And so one more example of a common excuse that I hear is I'm bored with the food choices, or I'm not a cook. Talking on the food side of things, they're just like, I don't want to eat chicken anymore. Or I'm not a cook. So there are so many options at this point, guys, for pre-prepped food that are delicious and affordable. Like, especially post-COVID, these delivery services have just exploded. I'm loving right now, I think it's called a garden cup, and there's salads that are already pre-made. You just add the dressing and the toppings and you shake it up or dump it in a bowl. And every week, I get a new round of salads that I can pick each time. I can skip anytime. And, if I get bored with that, there's Factor. There's all sorts of services that even where if you're like, I want to learn to cook, they'll send you all the ingredients and all you have to do is follow the instructions. So It is, that excuse really is for the birds at this point with the way we live, especially, I mean, specifically in America, you can pretty much get anything delivered. And those pre-prepped foods, they're delicious and they're affordable. And so the take-home point for this is to be really honest with yourself, right? About the excuse monster and really recognize when it hits, right? The most important voice is the one between your ears, right? Like your mind, how you're speaking to yourself, and just don't recognize those excuses and say, okay, yep, I understand that's an excuse. All right, how am I going to overcome it? Because once you recognize it, you name it, you see it, it's going to be so much easier to overcome, and you're going to get those results even faster. Okay, we're going towards the end here on these 8 tips to really understanding the mindset behind weight loss and different things that you need to know during the journey. Is be proud of your results. No matter where you are in your journey, if you're 5 pounds down, be proud of that. If you get through a really crazy season in your life and you only gain 5 pounds, be proud of that. I know that sounds a little backwards, but just holding your weight loss still is a huge accomplishment when life throws haymakers. Understanding that, hey, okay, I made it through that whole month and I didn't gain. Yay me. All right, now I'm going to start losing. If we are beating ourselves up, it is not going to help. There's zero reason that don't do it. Like, you really have to encourage yourself. You have to be proud of yourself, and you've got to show yourself grace, because if you don't, you're going to negatively talk yourself off this journey, and I don't want that to happen to you. So take every month. If you want it to be, you can do it every week. If you step on the scale, just, hey, look, I'm doing great, right? Or, if you're not doing great, if you feel like everything's going well, but the scale's not budging, that's when you need to just bring in a pro, bring in someone who's can help you with it. But what you don't want to do is step on the scale. What I see all the time, like literally every week, I look at them, I'm like, yay, you're down 2 pounds of fat. And they're just like, okay. And I'm like, no, you have to be proud of that, because 2 pounds a week times 10 weeks is 20 pounds, right? I know the goal is 20, but you gotta do it one at a time. You gotta do them one at a time. And I really want you to be positive during this journey, because it'll honestly help your results. It'll make it easier. You'll feel better doing it, and it'll make a really big impact. All right, guys, I'm going to run through those 8 steps and mindset shifts so that you don't forget. Just a quick little summary for you right here at the end of the show is: number 1, remember your why. Number 2, understand the weight loss curve. Know what you're getting into and know where you are in your journey. Number 3, don't wait till you feel like it. Just do it anyway. Number 4, believe in your why. And don't forget it. Circle back to it every month if you need to. Number 5, understand that others don't get it, and that's okay. Number 6, life happens. Just get right back on your weight loss journey. Just understand it happens and don't beat yourself up about it. Number 7, excuses. Recognize excuses and figure out how to overcome them, and don't let them sabotage your journey. And don't forget, number 8, to be proud of yourself as you are doing this hard work. So thank you so much for listening and tuning in today, and I will see you next week for another episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Real Results for Life podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and found it educational, inspiring, and full of action steps that you can implement right away in your health and wellness journey. I have a bonus pro tip for you. If you're truly committed to reaching your goals, then hit that subscribe button so that you can stay connected with us and receive regular doses of motivation and tips to keep you moving forward on your journey towards success. And hey, If you're ready to take that next step and really dive deep into your goals, why not book a free phone consultation with me or one of my Real Results team members to design a program specifically for you? We're here to support you every step of the way, and it's what we love to do. Booking that free phone consultation is easy. Just go to realresultsforlife.com and click the Book Now button. Let's start turning your dreams into reality today. Thank you again for tuning in, and until next time, keep pushing toward your weight loss goals, stay motivated, and believe in yourself. You've got this.